basically buying into dollars. And so I think it was more of a bearish trade where somebody was lecturing long yen, long gold, and then they just had to unwind it. And they were chopping down their gold position for some considerable amount of time beforehand. I would say about 20 minutes, 30 minutes beforehand, especially when looking at blowbacks and volume. And then it just was a boom, just like a complete flush. There was intervention. There was reports that intervention did actually take place by the DOJ yesterday. That's being reported by Wall Street Journal. We also have to kind of keep in mind too, it's a holiday in Japan right now too. So having intervention on the holidays also signals something. And now, the question goes answered. I mean, we have been questioning, is it 152? Is it the 152 level? Then people were speculating, was it 157? And now we know, probably 160, or the rate of change getting to 160 is enough for the DOJ to actually take action. And the market really wants them to do something. They want to be able to.
All right, I'm going to try to juggle here back and forth between Twitter Spaces and YouTube. But overall, we got a new week volume imbalance. All these levels, don't need any of this. Open. Oh, we already offered the change state and delivery. Okay. So pretty much anywhere between this range, I would be looking to short coming up. Ideally, probably going to wait for Wednesday, wait for FOMC, something to push us up. If we do get the retest of the daily volume imbalance paired with the weekly equilibrium block, paired with the daily equilibrium block, so much confluence to take us back down. We got a lot of sell side to sweep here, a lot of daily sell side, looking at the daily time frame. Let's just change this to daily actually. Only buy side I have for today. Yes, only buy side I have based on the daily time frame is at 17,988. Once we get this pushed back up into the weekly equilibrium block, that's where I'll be looking to potentially start a short, a longer dated short. We did complete the push up to our 426, 427 gap fill, a lot faster than I expected. Same thing with Tesla. If you're in Tesla, well, Tesla just made your career. We entered literally down here. I told everybody to go long on Tesla at 145, and Tesla gave us a dip down to 140, actually 138. We longed exactly the 22nd, 23rd, and yeah, here we are now, up at 188. Trading is this fucking easy. It's that easy. All of the confluence that was sitting at this 145 range, there was no reason for you not to go long. Like I said, you almost could have put your whole life on it. And if you did put your life on it, well, congratulations. Now you have a brand new life. You're probably living your dream life. Market here open in 2 minutes.
We want to be very selfish. I don't think we want them to go out trying to strengthen the yen and utilizing treasuries in order to back up the yen. I don't think that we want to be able to do that, right? Or basically, selling off treasuries to be able to back. I don't think we want to be able to see that, especially in this environment. But that's what I think. Look, I don't know who had that trade for the initial move to the upside. That was not the BOJ. I think there's a misconception the BOJ did that. There's no reason that the BOJ would dump gold and then also destroy and push their yen to the upside, weaken their yen. That's not their deal. Somebody, we don't know who it is, went out there and placed these trades. So it could be a very large institution, could have been a central bank. We don't know that. So very interesting, but we're just going to have to get more clarity from the DOJ right now. I mean, that's it. We can all speculate what they're going to do next, but they're kind of in uncharted territories.
Love it. I'm going to jump in here. As we do get to the open, might shift the conversation a little bit more in the direction of some live trading, looking at how the markets are doing today. I really just want to give a major shout out. I love these morning shows, Space, and Kevin has come on and co-hosted them. Bill and Lily and Emperador have been fantastic additions into them. You need to be following each and every single one of them. Fantastic. I hope they continue to join us on these morning show spaces. And then we got a bunch of really great live traders up here. So just on spaces, I find it's a great
And we are open, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get ready. Oh my God, where's my baby Tesla at? Oh, what is speakers I'm doing? Stop. Oh my God. Oh my God. Okay. If you want, trim Tesla, you're up 148% on leaps.
Feel free to stay. Just as we get to the open, the traders sometimes might call out some live trades and interrupt you. Just know, there's no hate or anything, all respect, but sometimes you want to get them out instantly, just like that. So yeah, feel free to interrupt. Feel free to hang out, and Wolf, you got your hand up, and you might want to lead us for a little bit. Jeff, good morning, everyone. Follow the speakers who've been up here for a while. Follow the new ones too, and I appreciate everyone.
Perfect. Yeah, let's roll into it. We got the market open here. We got some great traders on stage. We got a couple of new ones. Hear from everybody up here on the panel. We can roll around a little. I'm going to go to Paul first, and then Paul, what are you watching this morning?
Hey, good morning, everyone. Just be cautious. This is a Monday morning. Lower volume, lower volatility typically on Monday mornings. So don't get yourself behind the eight ball at the beginning of the day, beginning of the week, in an ill-advised trade. Typically Monday mornings, what I like to do, look at the economic events coming up, all the catalysts coming up, look at the earnings calendar. There's a big earnings.
Looking for some expansion back up here on NQ here in a bit.
Last week. And I like to sort of let the market, the price action sort of dictate where we're going. I'm not trying to be too biased coming in, early today. Don't be too biased. Don't let your bias kill you, make you get in a trade that you shouldn't, or make you miss a trade that you should have been in. So for me, I usually avoid the opening.
We should get this expansion here. We just retested the 20-minute equilibrium block paired with this midnight open. We're going to give this push up to our buy side liquidity up here. It's about 40. It's only 40 points away, to be honest.
Just be careful.
Alrighty, so if we get the retest of this 20-minute equilibrium block here, once this candle closes, we could look to long off of that. If it doesn't give it to us, it's perfectly fine, but we are going to get this expansion up to 17,988 here. So hold tight if you are long. Just look at this. Wow. Just freaking wow. Wow. If you took Tesla, it'd be greatly appreciated if you post your gains in the gains room. Like I said, even if you took 5 contracts, that 5 contracts is a down payment on a new car, your dream car shit. If you got good credit, your dream car. So yeah, one trade. That's it. One trade can literally change your life. We're going to get this expansion, get this continuation up. We do have a 1-minute equilibrium block that we could potentially try with the retests. Ideally, I'd want this candle to close here in 6 minutes, first and foremost, before taking this trade.
Kind of just prices in that he was going to come out with that type of thing, But yeah, there was some interesting happenings this morning. I actually just saw something else too, but.
Let's pull in Josh. Good morning, Josh. Thanks for hopping on the stage. What are you watching this morning?
Good morning, everyone. Thanks for having me. So this morning I am managing a very large Tesla position I had. Trying to get a good mapping on this. I've been buying this all the way down in long term. Some long calls. But besides that, I'm keeping an eye on QQQ above this 433.59. I was looking at long, although this morning this looks like a little bit of a dangerous open, so I'm being a little more patient before.
All right, so we're still holding up this 1 minute, 1 minute volume balance. As long as we hold this 1 minute volume balance paired with the 1 minute fair value gap, we will get continuation and probably not get a pullback. If we Still close below this range. Likely we come back down, retest this 20-minute equilibrium block paired with midnight open. See if we get the expansion back up to daily buy side liquidity. Pretty much as long as we hold up this 20-minute equilibrium block, we will see continuation up. If we do get a body close below midnight open on a 20-minute time frame, we will probably get a pushback down and sweep some form of sell side liquidity. We do have the new day opening gap and a new day, a new week volume imbalance as well that formed. So keep that on watch. And we also have a gap from this morning. If we don't get this gap fill completed today, we are going to get the gap fill completed on Wednesday. Lower time frames, pretty damn choppy right now.
Still be. I would really love to see like the S&P get down to like 485 before.
Oh my goodness, my baby Tesla wants to come back up. All right, we're holding up this range. Let me go take extended hours off. Look at regular hours. Oh my goodness, just look at this chart.
Spaces, but at any point throughout the morning, if you want to pop in, feel free to raise a hand or just jump in with any thoughts if you're taking anything or just on anything anyone else has.
Appreciate it. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, thank you so much, Josh. I also saw we got Ariel up here, real simple Ariel. Appreciate you joining in. I've seen you in the crowd often, and it was recommended that I reach out to get you on stage. So I'd love to hear your thoughts this morning.
Yeah, I'm actually keeping an eye on some of these pharmaceutical names. I know Novartis and Lilly have been mentioned. BKTX is another one, and obviously AstraZeneca is another one. Out to new 52-week highs. Not only that, we have another group in the food stocks. Obviously, Chipotle had earnings a few days ago, and it's been acting very well. Domino's Pizza was another one, and then you've got Kava, Sweet Green, First Watch Food Group. So you've got a group that is acting well, and it was acting well. The market was pulling back, which is like usually it's like one of my favorite cues that a group is intended to go higher.
1 minute has to hold up that VI. If we don't, we probably will see a push down, or not that VI, the equilibrium block. Did we get the total suit? No, we didn't.
Plus, that's always really nice to see. So at this point, it's just kind of seeing, we've got so much info coming out with the market this week. We'll see how these names continue to act. But, if a few of them put in, just like a technical high type flag or just some kind of a technical setup for us to get involved in those names, I think they'd be great. But obviously, this market's very news driven. So especially with interest rates and small caps, and we'll kind of see how that shakes out. I figured with what went on over.
All right, so we did get the 1 minute change of state in delivery there.
We would have seen a stronger bid in gold and silver. So that kind of just tells me right now, because gold and silver is not acting so well, just kind of stay away from the metals for the moment. So, and it just seems true this morning. I do have a long in GFI from sub 13 for back in February. So, I am just going to kind of hang tough because on the same flip side of that coin, I also have a short on AG just north of $8. So I'm just kind of seeing how these metals play out. I still view energy as a good space to keep an eye on. It's just not really going away. So, and with that said, too, if energy is doing well, 2022 was
all of our gap fills have been filled, so we don't really need any of these anymore. Hit Tesla's back green. Next PT 200.
Much of a short-term or intraday trader, so from the looks of it, I don't see tons to say, oh yeah, this is the start of a 2-3 week run in XYZ. So even chasing up a Tesla here, if you're not in from earlier from a good earnings reaction, I think it's a little tough, to buy this thing 20 points higher than the close. So.
What the?
Trimming in Q short.
Hey, Ariel, what's up, buddy? What's up, brother? How you been, man? Good to see you. It's nice to see you too, Greg. Long time no speak. Yes, sir. Hope you're well. Yeah. I know. I've met Ariel. Everybody. Yeah, this is thing. He's a true student and so knowledgeable of the market. And definitely, guys, if you aren't already following, give him a follow. Them consolidate because something even like Nvidia, it goes up or SMCI from 360.
So we did get that 20-minute change to delivery, like we said. If it doesn't hold this level, where are we gonna go? Where do we say? Sell side liquidity, and here we are.
Not that they're dead by any means, but consolidating.
About to get this fill in the new day opening gap.
It's like Microsoft acted well on earnings, but it's done nothing since, and it's tough. You got some of the biggest names in the world acting a little heavy this morning. It's tough to get a market going, and that's the scenario.
That move on Tesla.
And it's holding up well too. Tesla's holding up, great. But again, it's like, for instance, look at a Tesla, look at an Apple. Those are the two most beaten up stocks, and they're acting best this morning. And then you've got, what some people would say are your leaders: your Google, your Meta, your Microsoft, and your Nvidia, and they're all heavy this morning. So the market definitely doesn't make it easy. It gives you the crummiest names acting best, and then the worst ones.
Wow.
Thanks for having me. One thing that I wanted to call out that I had in my newsletter last night that's looking pretty good. Oh, it's recovered a bit, but I still like CRI Carter's on the short side. It started off a little slow, but consumer discretionary is performing pretty well today, and it's been and that stock was in the red. So that's something that I like on the short side, especially because I don't really understand why consumer discretionary is done so well the last.
I need to see a pullback to about at least this range up here before I look to do anything. At this point, it's kind of just waterfalling down. We have taken no buy side liquidity just yet, so
Many times to the upside. I think I've owned it out of like here. I think I've owned it about 10 times. So I've done pretty well kind of timing that one. And I definitely think the way it goes could really you could really carry the larger tech market because I expect Nvidia to do well. AMD, same kind of thing as the more established players, but they canceled their earnings preview. And I just think it's going to be really interesting to see how they do in actual earnings. Maybe they just weren't, prepared to raise the estimates as much as maybe people thought. They were worried about that, and they just figured they'd go to it. But that's the thing that I really got my eye on. Carter's is back in the red since I started talking. But yeah, I think the other thing that I've heard talked about a little that I'm watching pretty closely.
We still have the sell side to sweep here.
Starting to see, I would say broadly, some of the large cap Fridays ago, kind of starting to, I would say, be in a larger correction around those stocks. So I've really got my eye on that because a lot of those stocks that were kind of the consistent performers to start off the year, I kind of see this larger issue of people talking about, I don't think AI is a bubble. I think anyone's talking about, we can say that. But, do we have AI priced correctly? Because I think, especially as I talk about, my contacts on Wall Street, and I've been in the hedge fund world a long time, that's the big thing that I don't see a lot of consistency on. I think some people say AI has got a lot more to grow. I think some people say that it's already overpriced, and you kind of have all of this in between. And I think kind of the important thing I'd say on that issue.
All right, so we do have an equilibrium block here. Could see buyers step in. We'll go see what time frame this is. Probably a 12-hour. Yep, there we go. See how easy it is to spot an equilibrium block? So we got this 12-hour equilibrium block. If buyers does want to give us push down here and bid us up out of this range, not a bad spot to long to take out these buy side liquidities. Price did not just push up this high to not sweep that liquidity. So don't get shaken out of your longs if you're still long for longer dated calls or anything of that nature. So
that took me a minute. I went, did the MES report this morning. And otherwise, just watching silver here. I am long silver futures, so I personally stay at long as a swing trade. And so
I personally wouldn't touch this right now until we retest some equilibrium block.
saying the market's not going higher, but my inclination would be to, when we get pops, to play the short side with futures. By the way, I don't know who was talking about sweet greens, but we just got one here where I live in Seattle, and the line was out the door. So I'm looking at Pet Stock right now. Yeah,
And it's
I've
not
never
just-
been there.
And it's it's not just sweet greens too. You know, it's we just got a comic.
All right, so 1 minute just formed
Lines
the
out
equilibrium
door, so
block.
he's right
Personally,
across.
I wouldn't take this. But once we do get this close below this range, we do know we're going down to the sell side liquidity, so keep that on watch.
It looked like new all-time highs this morning. So, yeah, the food stocks are absolutely rocking.
Let's see if we get the change of state of delivery.
It was pulling back. I feel like was
If we get the retest of the 1 minute equilibrium block, I'll look to take some 429 puts here.
Very big. Expanding generative AI ways they are.
Yeah, I want the retest of this 1 minute volume imbalance paired with the equilibrium block.
minimal employees. So I guess it's a good way to boost margins.
Plus the conversations gets done via, I think they're incorporating AI, but yeah, it'll be interesting to see. Because I didn't really
all the
dominance.
McDonald's we have down here.
Yeah, and they're so cheap.
I want to see if we get the retest of this volume imbalance up here with the equilibrium block. We should get this push up here.
Short term, I'm looking for this pullback to come back a little bit. That was quite a big move, and I would expect some more profit taking. I'm gonna go ahead and actually buy some of these 180s for small positions. See if I get a bit of retracement. Maybe about $3.
All right, taking a starter here and some 429 puts.
You knew that having like childhood iPads, you had so much value, like I put 300%. It's not the same. I mean, it didn't have that on there.
That really was summing it up. I thought about it.
It's the the upgrade. I think people kind of go near the idea that the market is priced in a little bit that the earnings aren't going to be great. I think that's right. Story.
Just be patient here.
Going to be on a long tailwind down in China. Berkeley saying that, hey, we think this is going to be a moment in time, and the the Apple China business is still more or less. This might just be some copium.
Alrighty. So we are starting to offer a change of state and delivery here. And I'm closing those puts already. Close that as 0.4. We just need a retest of something.
Apple. Oh, it is. Yeah, well, the reason for that is I bought. It was Costco. No, I only bought a tiny bit of Costco at like 500. It's expensive. I should have bought more. And then here we are, like something. But after the way she said, "Oh, it is." Oh well, here we are. But
Earnings like Thursday, I believe.
What's RK doing today? I know they might have a little bit of a relief bounce off of Tesla.
That is one that I started a position.
Yeah, I started small, but it's high because it's always been too expensive. My cost base is 56 there, so I was looking back. SoFi doing intraday earnings this morning? I know there's a lot of SoFi bulls in here.
Still a lot of SoFi bulls, or is that Brad?
I don't know. It's down 9%, so maybe there's slightly less SoFi bulls than there were yesterday. No, but SoFi's a popular name here. 100%. It's got a little cult following. Apple Financial, if you like SoFi, I think he's
Kind of just gotta wait for this 5 minute here.
Boxes. It's been pretty good to be right now. I've been just really consolidating my ideas just to a few names. I was in really big on Tesla. I was buying on Tesla on the way down at like 160 and built it to my largest position down at like 140 and then played calls into the earnings, both leaps and short terms, that got to like 155%, 200% on some. So, I mean, I'm just playing that. I have an Apple position. I'm looking for a big move out of NVIDIA. Hopefully, SMCI earnings will give us some news there. But really, I'm playing like 4 or 5 names, and that's it. So, it hasn't been too bad with a strategy like that. Just really focusing just a few.
5 minute looks like it's trying to offer us to change state and delivery. We just gotta wait for the retest entry.
But that's good. I mean, you can have all the prayers you want, but it's all going to be about how you control that risk. Sort of, I've been more trading SPY for little gains here and there.
All right, so we got the change state and delivery on the 5 minute.
For me, I like to sort of, position maybe multiple hours throughout the day or multiple days. I'm not so much of a swing trader as I am sort of an intraday trader. But yeah,
I don't want to wait for us to get this push down into this 5 minute range and then long some NQ. Take this up to midnight open.
Downside on SPY. Not sure if I'm going to take it because it is a Monday, and we could easily just chop around all day and then get a lot of fireworks and excitement, the rest of the week. But yeah, Tesla. It's pretty nice to see Tesla out of like the dirt. It's at 185. People were thinking it was going to drop down to 100 there for a little bit. But yeah, definitely nice to see that bounce off. I guess it was like 160 or whatever. I'm not sure what the level was, but it was earnings. Really, it was earnings that kind of took us back up, and pretty big, massive gap. I think it was like Tuesday, April 23rd or 22nd. We were at like 138. Now we're at 186. Pretty huge rip. Of course, I would love to see Tesla get back to like 400 or whatever, but it used to be my biggest holding. It's shrunk, and Nvidia usurped it. Nvidia is my biggest holding now. It's just been an absolute monster for me, and I think my cost basis is like 2 digits on Nvidia, so I'm doing pretty well on that right now. Had that for a while. I've just been holding it. I mean, with a lot of these things, it your horizon matters. You know, my decade is a horizon. My horizon's a decade plus. Like I'm looking to hold these things for a long, long time. You know, I don't. These are my long-term investments. I don't need to pull the money out. I'm far from retirement age. So for me, it's sort of like I don't necessarily. I'm not spooked if a stock suddenly that I believe in the thesis in long term, like I do with Tesla. I'm not spooked if it drops 25% or whatever, or, whatever it is, or if people believe in Meta, I'm sure like if a lot of people that were like Meta truthers felt pretty good. I mean, they weren't too scared when it got down to $100, and I think it went all the way up to $500 or something like that. It's recently, but for me, what I've been trading lately is just the indices. I've been, it's really easy to get sucked into trading all these different names. And if you find yourself being inconsistent, you've got 50 different names on your screen, pare it down, trade less names, maybe only trade 4 names or 5 names or 1 name instead of looking at 50 names.
Nothing is offering a pullback, and the pullbacks are so quick.
What surprises me the most about this Tesla news is the sturdiness of Uber. I'm really kind of scratching my head wondering what the bulls here are thinking in a longer time horizon for Uber. Given the economics of the robo taxi, self-driving approval, the new beta from Tesla so amazing. I just think it looks so great here. I'm just wondering, what are these Uber bulls even thinking? The stock up huge, and I mean, your number one here, you should be is like taking off. I'm thinking about maybe short position here, but I think it's Uber a big risky thing.
I was just about to say that about Tesla. I think, well, honestly, if there's a time you can bearish on it, it's a time that you want to switch.
The risk reward's there for sure. After this big rip, and yeah, Uber's interesting. Weren't they banned in Minneapolis, or did that go into effect yet? Is it still pending?
Trying to seek this imbalance here. We just need a pullback for an entry here. Either the 3-minute or the 5-minute. Something has to pull us back for us to get in here. We should get the rejection off the 20-minute equilibrium block though.
I'm just turning it on and see Apple up test.
If we are going to get this pullback, this is where we'd want to see the rejection to wick us back down, get us in on the 5-minute equilibrium block. Pretty much a close below this very tiny 1-minute equilibrium block, we will see the push down. level is this? $87. So far, still holding up the 1 minute. We're only looking for a pullback to get continuation back up. $89. Just tap that imbalance. So based on a lower time frame, we might not get that pullback, but we'll see. Pretty much if we hold up this 1 minute VI, we're going to end up going to midnight open before we see any type of pullback. First sign that the equilibrium block is going to hold up, we need to see the close below this 2-minute volume imbalance and the close below the 2-minute equilibrium block here. Both of those absolutely must happen. All right, we're going to get this push up to our buy side, looks like. Midnight open. We're not getting that reversal just yet. Yeah, we're not getting the pullback just yet. It's going to end up hitting this midnight open before we get the pullback. And there we go, about to hit PT. No pullbacks today whatsoever. Probably about to call it a morning here in a bit. was looking for this retest of the 5-minute equilibrium block. It's not pulling back whatsoever. Alrighty, finally get this change of state delivery back down. And we get the dump down. I gotta wait a minute left. Let's go down to the 1 minute. 1 minute's trying to offer it, but still 30 seconds left in this candle. Starting a short position here on NQ at 888. Not in yet. Just got wicked in. Entry's 888.75. Stop loss is pretty much this high. We're looking to come take out this low down here. Or really a close back over. If we get a body close back over 90, pretty much I will be stopped out. So far, so good. Getting the push down. We are kind of chopping though. Want to see the rejection back down from this range. If we do end up closing back over this high, we are going to signal chop. If we do close over this high here in the next 10 seconds, we are going to signal chop. And I will be done trading until probably a setup does form. The fact is we're shifting from bullish price action to bearish to bullish to bearish. Anytime you see that, just stop trading. And just got stopped out. Yeah, I'm done trading. We're going from bullish price action to bearish price action to bullish price action. Anytime you see that, it's not worth trading. So in order for us to really shift back bullish on a higher time frame, we need to close over midnight open. We'll see if this wants to give us a change state and delivery back bearish.
Apple doesn't grow. Apple had to have that because Meta's adding so much money into the VR space and AR space that they just have to compete. And, looking at it now, it looks goofy. It only lasts for 2 hours. But big picture, you go 10 years in the future with artificial intelligence and everyone working from home and not having to have 3 monitors and a TV behind them. You can just have the headset on and do everything with your voice and a virtual keyboard. I think it's a long time horizon, but yeah, I think it's a dud right now, if you will, because they invested so much in a very expensive VR headset. But Apple even said this is going to be the ones that the headset that's for developers, and they're going to be releasing like a lower price target device in the years to come. And I think it's really just competing with Meta, and I think it's going to take some time to play out. But I think it's very interesting. I don't own one. I wouldn't buy one, but it's definitely going to be something that the youth is going to capture because all these kids growing up, they always get like the Meta Quest and they're playing video games. And
All right, we're starting to shift back bearish here.
all these things, I think it's really on this one. I can't lie. Big sorry. Yep.
All right, taking a starter here on some 431 puts. This got filled at 67 cents.
All below that up 10% today, even as the market pulls back a little bit. Made a little bit of a higher low as well. There you go. We'll see if it can break above the last lower high. Just as a quick pivot, I know we've been talking about Tesla, but it appears like these large bank names, J.P. Morgan, Goldman Sachs, Citigroup, Wells Fargo, Bank of America, they continue to show up on my relative strength scan. These names aren't really. It doesn't appear that they're going away, and then even more interesting is you obviously have a pullback in crude this morning, but you still have some of these commodity names acting really well. Exxon Mobil, Oxy, even like a TDW, Weatherford, Chevron. They're also just holding up. Copper, FCX. So these commodity names, even with the pullback in crude this morning, they're acting well. So I'm just kind of watching to see if crude begins to turn up. To see if, some of these are actionable. I do own Weatherford.
All right, based on the 20-minute, we should see the push down. Let's go take a look at the hourly. Based on the hourly, I don't think we have a down wick either. We should see the push down too.
It seems as if consolidation of these banks seems like it's what the market wants. I feel like that news of that bank failure, I believe it was on Friday, was kind of a non-factor, especially because it was already trading so cheaply. So, we'll just see how these big banks continue to hold up. They've been performing really well. And just on the top 20 names on my relative strength scan, 5 are banks. When that's the case, I usually pay attention.
Pretty much, we just don't want to see a body close back over 96.25 on the 5-minute.
I don't mind silver. Coincidentally enough, I'm long gold GFI. Like on 12.29, I bought it. That's like a undercut rally kind of setup. And then I missed silver. Silver had so many nice setups from AG to HL to FSM, and I just missed them. It's terrible trading on my part. They've gotten a touch extended, and I did short AG. So it's coincidentally I'm long a gold miner, and then I'm recently short a silver miner. I'm just kind of in like wait and see. The GFI continues to act well, and then inversely, AG is not really doing a whole lot. So they're both kind of working. One long, one short, which isn't. I would rather the group just pick a direction, but if everybody fell in love with them after they were already moving, and I've always been of the opinion that in particular commodities, I like to buy on retraces at least to daily levels, and then kind of zoom in smaller time frame, take my positioning on a smaller time frame, but always try to buy.
We should get this push down. We got the retest of the 7-minute equilibrium block, change of state and delivery as well. Should see this dump.
Versus like chasing a breakout like you would in a growth name. If you're buying like a flat base or a high type flag, or some people like their downtrend line breaks or what have you. For commodities, those tend to be shakeouts. So I am waiting for gold and silver to shake out one more time. If they don't, I'm long something and I'll get stopped on my short, and that's totally fine. So we'll see how they act.
You have some exposure, like you said.
And I've been sitting in it since February, right? And it's the same thing with like my only longs are in energy and a gold name. Where it's like some of my shorts where I haven't been stopped out is in tech. I've been short like a firm or Roblox since earnings last quarter, and they're just continuing to. Yeah, they might go up a couple days in a row, but ultimately the trend has been down on them. And until something meaningfully changes for earnings, I think the trend is the trend on the daily. So can't really argue with it. I don't know what the market's going to do. I think in particular, small caps has been acting well, even though the long end of the the yield curve has kind of been going down, and interest rates have been going up, and obviously there's been a really big correlation with the IWM and interest rates. So, but most recently, especially with the most recent bounce in the last couple of days, IWM has been outperforming the IWM. So it's like, IWM has been outperforming the TLT. So if I see that, my initial thinking is, we're probably closer to, some people think interest rates are going higher. My guess is we're probably closer to those peak rates than people think. And, small caps could definitely be back in favor. But for me, it's always about group. I'm always thinking group first. Institutions have a hard time hiding their, their footsteps. And it's why, bank, like multiple banking names look good. Multiple food, stocks look good. Multiple energy names look good. Once
Just got the rejection at the 1 minute. Ideally, we want to see the push back down now. And we want to see this candle get a close back below this range here in the next 3 minutes. Going to take a short on futures once we can get this body close below 94.25. Notice buyers are still holding up this 94.25 level pretty damn strong. Every time we wick down, it gets bid back up. Need to see it close back below this level here in the next 7 minutes as well, or 1 minute. $13 left in this hourly candle. All right, we get the 1 minute change of state and delivery below this low. All right, we should get this push down now. Literally when I said it. And trading is that fucking easy. All right, let's go hit our PT and let's fucking end this day. It's testing a lot of patience today, but should get workout. We just need to get this push down to this 5 minute, pretty much daily open, and I'm pretty much gonna call it there with the trim. We're just chopping back and forth. Anytime you see bullish, bearish, bullish, bearish, bullish, bearish price action, it's not worth trading. Save your sanity. They get the retest and get the rejection back down. Just need to close back below this low here. What is low day? Low day 8:30. All right, we should dump. You got relative equal lows at low of the day. Just tested the 1 minute VI. Or not yet, actually. We're about to go retest it. What level is this? 90? 90, 75. Want to see the pushback down from the volume imbalance. Ooh, he chopping so damn bad on NQ. Yes. Yes, retest the 5 minute equilibrium block. All right, we're about to take some SPX puts here. I just need to get this body close below this 1 minute here. Need to see it close below this 1 minute here, and we get the dump. Ugh. This market is so boring today. Now we just need to see, can we displace down? They just sweep buy side. We just need to see this push down.
Being patient, letting stock groups tell you what they're trying to do instead of just singling out one name. I don't necessarily care about a Chipotle, but if Chipotle and Kava and Sweet Green and First Watch and 6 or 7 or 8 names from one individual group are acting well, I think that's the tell more than anything. And the same is true for energy or banks. It doesn't matter so much to me if a Bank of America is going, but if you have Bank of America, Citigroup, Wells Fargo, JP Morgan, and so on, Goldman Sachs, So more so just focusing on the group and kind of letting the group drive our narrative of where money's actually going and where it's leaving, and making our decisions based on group action. So, but anyway, brother, thank you for having me.
Big thank you to you as well. Great having you on. Josh, anything else for you?
No, I just appreciate the invite, meet some people. I've been basically trading in a bubble on my lonesome for a few years now. So it's nice to branch out, get some spaces, talk to people, share my thoughts. Hopefully people resonate with what I'm saying or learn something. That actually be ideal. And I appreciate it. It's great to meet and talk with all of you. And we disagree, I love it. I love challenging new ideas. Thanks.
Absolutely. Big appreciation of both you guys. Okay, cool. Let's rotate into this next combo here. And again, other guests, welcome. So I think I invited most of the others for this next one. We'll be talking about ETFs. So myself and Evan, a couple of others, have been doing some work and chatting with Brandon Shares, Rex, and a few others. Today we are going to focus on those Brandon Shares ETFs, just as opportunities for investment as well as trading. So I'm going to kind of go into both of those areas. Brandon Shares, Rex, and a few others. Today we are going to focus on those Brandon Shares ETFs, just as opportunities for investment as well as trading. So I'm going to kind of go into both of those areas and just get a good understanding of, hey, why would people use?
Alrighty. Overall, really slow day today. Still in my puts, really, until we get a body close back above this range. There's no reason to get out. We should see some displacement down once we can sweep these lows. If not, we are just going to continuously chop for the rest of the day. Anybody have any questions? Alrighty. I will see you guys tomorrow. You guys have a great rest of your day.